Hi everyone, welcome to Precious Years. This is Saida.
So today I wanted to share with you guys about using the good and the beautiful curriculum and myself being a Muslim homeschooler. This is something that I get asked often, and how I see the curriculum, and as a Muslim homeschooler, what I feel about it. If you've been following me for a while, either on Instagram or here, you know that there are certain curriculums I use for my girls that are, some are secular, but there are some that are Christian or has been influenced by Christian creators. Not every kid's learns the same way. We're limited in some sense of resources, and if I find an amazing curriculum and it has a little bit of Christian influence in it, I don't per se mind it, because my girls know who they are and they know what they believe in. And when they see something written about God, they don't think, oh my God, it's not what we call God, because God is God. To them, God is God. And so we've used Math for Living Education by Master Books, and it really works well for my daughter. So I get that asked often, am I Christian? Why do I use Christian curriculum? So, and about good and the beautiful, because it is becoming so popular. So going back last year, I had a really busy workload and I didn't realize how busy I would be. So the curriculum that I had selected, I was not able to keep up with because it just required more effort. When I saw Mikkel at Monson Schoolhouse rave about the good and the beautiful, I thought I would take a look. Anytime I see a homeschool mom or dad or a homeschooling family putting their heart out into a curriculum, I have a lot of respect, especially when they try to make it cost effective. They provide you with a lot of free resources. I think that's amazing, because they're not there out to just make money, but they're there to make a difference. And I have a really soft spot for that, because in my little efforts, that has been my goal, is to make a difference, or at least a little bit of dent into helping out the homeschooling community. And when I see another homeschooling family doing the same thing, I have immense respect for that. So when I went to the Good and the Beautiful's website, the first thing I saw is that they have level 1 through 5 as a free download. The entire curriculum, the entire readers, the workbook, everything was free download. Well, I downloaded it, I took a look at it, and so one thing, just as a side note, one thing I do shy away from is the scriptures or any of that. If it's inside of the curriculum, it's hard for me to I don't like to cross off things because I feel that it is disrespect to the person who created that curriculum and put effort into it. So I don't like to use it for that purpose. However, if the curriculum mentions God or Jesus or any of that, I don't mind it, because you know what, my girls understand what God means to someone else and what God means to them. They understand the way others see Jesus and the way we see Jesus. So those are things that I don't like to cross off. However, I have educated them to understand the differences. And one other benefit along the way that I found is that it allows my children to see the good in other religion, because I truly believe that every religion has amazing lessons that make us a good person. I don't want to go into the politics, but sometimes the negatives of certain politics or the news, the media, they try to put a different light on it. But I truly believe that if you believe in anything, then it always guides you to be a good person. And I want my children to learn that just because someone is different, someone believes something different, doesn't make them really different from us. To me, what my religion is part of my identity, but it's not my entire identity. I believe in the good in people. I want my kids to believe in the good in the people. And as I've become a mom, it's been it's more important to me that we promote the good in people, because if we don't, then we don't know what this world will be like. Sorry, it's just I get really touchy about this because I want my children to grow up in a beautiful world that's filled with the good and the beautiful that is all around us. But that is one reason that I like my children to be exposed to other religion. So going back, I kind of taken a detour, but going back, the reason we started looking into and using good and the beautiful was because it includes grammar, it includes spelling, it includes written comprehension, reading comprehension, picture study, all into one curriculum. And to me, as a person who didn't have a lot of time to plan and it was open and go, it was really beneficial for me. And that is what I needed at that moment and at that season of my life. And I'm very grateful to the Good and the Beautiful for what they've brought into the homeschooling community. And I am a digital planner, so the downloadable was good enough for me to use. However, to support their initiative, to support what they're doing for the community, I purchased their the handwriting, the typing. I purchased their nature notebook, the creative writing project, and the book list to take a look at. There is nothing that I can say that we didn't like about it. Everything worked really well. My daughter, especially my oldest daughter, who used level 3, she really enjoyed it. And there's one thing that is a bit controversial, and everyone sees things differently, and it's the twaddle books. And in their level 3, I don't know if it's in other levels, they do mention what is a good book versus what is a bad book. Now, what they refer to as a bad book, my daughter never read it, and from the beginning, as we did read aloud, as they started growing into reading their own books, I've always wanted them to read something that will bring value to them. The reason being is that the time that we spend reading is a time that we're spending. And if we're spending that time, why not read something that will bring value to you? And if I can kind of promote that from when they're young, then it will grow. It will stay on with them forever. Now, I'm not saying that you never read a fun book, but I want them to know what a good book is and how valuable our time is. And as I know, while they're early, we want them to read, so we want them to read something they like. But there are lots of books that they will like that also have good information in it. So my daughters, personally, as a family, as a mother, as a homeschool teacher, I have never allowed them to read books like Barbie or I promote them reading books that empower them as a girl. I like books that promote kind of girl power. I have 2 girls, so we promote a lot of girl power and and motivate them. And so those are the books that I personally prefer, that shows women in good light, that shows human in a good light. And that's just a personal preference. So I did not have an issue with that. I know a lot of people talk about that, and I have gotten few questions about that, and I don't see a problem with that. So going back to it, in the curriculum, there is mention of God, there is mention of Jesus, and I've only exposed myself to level 2 and 3, and there are a lot of good morals written into it, which I really, really respect, because many of those morals are the morals that I believe in, and that is part of what my faith is. I really think religion is a way for us to have a boundary to do good, a boundary to be good, and a boundary to keep us on a positive path. My husband and I really believe in that. We believe in educating our children, and what we try to do is use religion as a way to bring up their moral standards and be a good person. One of the things, like down the road, people have a lot of wishes. Like my kids will be a doctor, or my kid will be, something, have PhD, or be a scientist, or be an astronaut, or something like that. But truly what my hope and my husband's hope is for my girls to, or our girls to be a good person, be a helpful person. So if they see a person in need, if they have the ability to help them, that they help them. If they see an injustice, that they stand up and they speak up. And I didn't grow up in an environment like that, but I want my kids to grow up in an environment like that. For me, as a person, good and the beautiful fit us exactly. I didn't plan on sharing everything that I've shared with you, but I just wanted you guys to see it how I see it. And I hope that this will not in any way disrespect anyone, and especially not you if you're watching my video. Even though it seems like our homeschooling world is huge, it's really not. It's very little. And I would rather spend my time helping promote anybody and anyone else in the homeschooling world as a respect, as a camaraderie, than to dissuade or kind of look back or not use something because it doesn't fall in my religion. When I'm in bed and I'm thinking what has happened the past day, the past week, or the past month, and if I think back and I say that I didn't choose a curriculum that would be good for my kids because who created it or what faith the person was, then it would be an injustice to my children. For me personally, when I teach my kids math or language arts, I'm not really trying to teach them religion. That is something that we do separately. Saying all that, I did not use their history curriculum because I shy away from teaching history from a religion perspective. I like to teach them the true history so they know what has happened in the past and how to prevent things that has happened in the past in the future, and to be able to play a role in that. So I did not check out their history curriculum, and so I'm not sure how it's built, and I didn't use their science. And I was using Bookshark, so I would love to have a conversation with you and how you feel in the comments below. I hope we will all be respectful to each other. I think everyone that has asked me about how I felt about the good and the beautiful asked it in such a lovely and nice and respectful way, and I would love to hear from you guys. So you are always welcome to catch me on Instagram at The Precious Years, and I am updating more daily over there than I am uploading on YouTube, but I hope to get more consistent on YouTube as well. I hope you'll consider being part of the Precious Years family by subscribing. I will see you on our next video. Until then, happy homeschooling and have a great day.